there are 30 teams in the league. 20 are playing after the regular season, right? That's why when Jokic is winning MVPs in the regular season and then he's going to get a third one, we're like, yeah, come on, man. Let's see him do it in the playoffs. And Jay, as you've pointed out, he didn't have a healthy team around him the last couple of years, and he did this time. And I was wondering how it was going to play because usually guys who don't really defend very well, maybe it doesn't play up as much. But at this moment, and we said it going in, I said it at least like the title's vacant. Who's the best player in the world? Well, at this moment, it looks like Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world to me, Jay. 30, 14, and 13 assists. I mean, the dude is averaging triple-doubles when they need it most in the playoffs. And then at the end of the game, it's like the ball has a magnet to the hoop, man. It's like he can't miss threes chucking up over his head and everything. The passing is ridiculous. Who's the best player in basketball at this moment? I would say Jokic.
It's between him and Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
I mean, it's damn near close. And I'm not ready to give anybody the crown yet.
Yeah, let's see it.
I want to see it finished.
Yeah, I'm with it.
When it's going to get finished, it's going to be a heavyweight fight, Max.
I'm with it. I'm with it about, but I would say, put it this way, going into that fight, largely because of the team around them, but nevertheless, Butler's the underdog, right? Like
agreed,
at this moment, Jokic is the favorite to emerge from these playoffs with the perception that he is the best player in the world.
You see, but Max, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, because every fight that Jimmy Butler has gone into, he's been the underdog, right?
True.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. I need to see it. There's no doubt, I said it the other day, I think Jokic is the best one-man offense there is in the league because he just impacts the game in so many ways, from his rebounding, his passing. I mean, his decision-making last night. You're watching video, Mike Malone talking about this dude drawing up plays on the sideline, which is rare. You see that from wings. You see that from like the guys like Kobe or MJ or LeBron. You don't see that from centers, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I know this may blow people's mind. You don't see centers on the sideline drawing up sets, like in-game sets, like quick, like a guard. So he's a PG center. He's that in-between new breed that doesn't really exist in the game of basketball yet. He's a unicorn of basketball.
Yeah, meantime, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, meantime, he was doing this the last couple of years, but didn't really have his crime partner available to him in Jamal Murray, right? I mean, now Jamal Murray's healthy, and he's the first player ever, history of basketball, history of the NBA, to average 30 points on 50, 40, 90 in the conference finals. So the whole question as to how would what you just described Jokic is as a player play up in the playoffs when the Nuggets had their other guy with them, this is how. They just swept the Lakers. It's unbelievable. Meantime, no one had more to gain than Jokic, right? Or has more to gain than Jokic if he wins the title, with the possible exception of Jimmy Butler. LeBron James weighed in on this, what Jokic proved to him last night.
Nothing. I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. Certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way, a certain way that I like to play the game as well, and he's one of them. Where you are always off balance when you guard a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that. So you already knew you was going against a beast once the series started. And not only just about his game, everybody gets cracked up into his stats, but I don't think a lot of people talk about like this part of his game. Well, maybe it's not talked about because a lot of people don't understand it. But I do. He's special.
So 2 things, Max and Key. Key, first off, there is no player in the game of basketball like Joker. There's no player in the game of basketball like him. And secondly, I feel for LeBron James, man. I mean, you know why? Because, damn, Joker at least brings it every night. At least every single night you know a dude's going to be crazy competitive. He's going to give you aggression on the offensive end. He's going to be involved in plays. I'm sitting there last night in a must-win game, a Game 4. I'm watching my 38-year-old, one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball, give me 31 points in the first half, literally go all out, play the entire game, 48 minutes with the exception of 4.6 seconds to go in the game. And I'm looking at my other superstar being like, yo, where's the aggression, AD? Where's the aggression? Like, where's the AD in the first game to have 40 points on 23 shots? Like, why are we being passive? Like, why am I waiting for Austin Reeves to try to explode offensively? Why am I waiting for Dennis Schroeder? Where's my other superstar? Key? Like, that's my entire question for this all offseason. Where's my other superstar? Is he with me? Just competitive drive, Key.
I called Yates last night during the game. I don't remember exactly when the game, but it was speaking to your point. I mean, right? So I pick up the phone. You know me, I'm as silly as all outdoors. And it was a play where AD goes to the cup, and he completely just misses he just like, dude, you're already at the rim. Like, look at Joker. He's at the rim, too. It goes in. You're falling on the ground. I called Yates. I said, Yates. I said two letters. I said, AD, for real. All he can do is laugh because it doesn't make sense to see him as this budding superstar that we're supposed to have play the way that he plays. It just doesn't. It's mind-boggling to me. Now, I know all along I've always had Joker, he puts me to sleep and things like that. That's called a bit, if you didn't know, Jay. I ain't no damn fool. Like LeBron, the dude can play, man. He can play. It might be slow. It might be unorthodox. It may look weird. But the dude can play basketball. Now, I don't know if he's going to win a championship because of Jimmy Butler. Just don't know. Don't know what that's going to look like in the end. But if the Nuggets didn't have that dude, they wouldn't be in this position.
Yeah, LeBron James, one of the reasons I was like, Jay, the title of best player in the game, LeBron had it undisputed for years and years and years. And even when you thought or someone else thought, no, it's Giannis, or tomorrow it's KD, or the next day it's Steph, no one really had a stranglehold on that title, right? Who could emerge from this season really generally recognized, maybe no one, but maybe someone, as the best player in the world? Maybe it was still LeBron, I thought. It's not still LeBron. But that's because he's not, like, think about what he did last night. Just put it in context. He's 38 years old. He's in year 20. He's going to need surgery likely on a lower extremity in the offseason. He played 48 minutes of a deciding game and ended with basically a 40-point triple-double. And that's the way you go out, right? Like a great prize fighter in the championship round, the last round, going for the knockout. LeBron got his shot blocked with under 4 seconds left in the lane by basically the whole team converging on him, and ultimately a young, athletic player in Aaron Gordon blocking his shot. But that's what it took to stop him from tying that game in minute 48 that was an all-time great performance by one of the greatest players who ever lived, improbably great, considering the circumstances. But what it did show is, in the old days, this supporting cast, Jay, even AD playing like this, would have been enough. LeBron might be up 3-1. He's not quite there anymore. But incredible, but not what it used to be, and consequently, the Lakers lose.
He's 38.
Right, that's what I just said.
Yeah, I know. I said that before you said it. He's 38 years old.
And you pointed out 31 at the half. It's unbelievable.
But my thing, though, Max, is like you shouldn't need him to be what he was 10 years ago. That's why, Key and I have both been talking about Anthony Davis being that driver. Like, he has to. No, but that's the thing, though, Max. Every offseason, it's the same thing. And I hear people doing it again. Well, AD just has to be better. AD has to take better care of his body. Yeah, but how many times are we going to say that? How many off seasons, Key? Every off season, man. It's the same thing every off season.
AD is a great player. He's not Jokic level. He's not. He was several years ago. He was, I thought, better than Jokic several years ago in the bubble. But right now, AD's not quite everything he used to be, and his temperament doesn't appear to be a driver of a franchise. Doesn't mean he can't be an excellent player and part of a championship. We've seen it already, and he played great in the bubble in that championship. But you're going to need more. You're going to need more.
Yeah,
I don't know if it means getting rid of him. It just means you need more.
I'm taking calls, though. I am taking calls on Anthony Davis. And by the way, let's stop referencing the bubble. That was 4 years ago.
But it occurred.
I
It's
know,
on his
but
resume.
I hear it's on his resume, Max, but it was so long ago.
Here's LeBron. Listen to this closely. Here's LeBron on his future right after being swept in the conference finals.
We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
Does that sound like he is considering retirement to you guys?
No. Can you just tell these cats, like, when you are 38 years old, or anybody who's competitive in the game, and you just left everything on the floor, regardless of whether he had 9 points in the second half and people, lost steam, and you're looking for other teammates. Like, when you leave everything on the floor at this stage of his career, sometimes you just need a couple of days, man. It's hard to go right to that podium and then all of a sudden start talking about your future and just think, oh, I'm just going to go do it again. And I'm not saying LeBron is trying to give us cliffhangers like Tom Brady, but it's at the same time, man, he's pissed off that they just lost. He's angry.
Yeah, he's not thinking about next season or the season after. He's thinking about what just occurred in the game in the final moments. It's frustration. It's tired. It's I can't believe. It's, man, this is a lot on me. It's all of those things. And when you get those questions after a game, it's sometimes you don't have the answer immediately. Mm-hmm. Look, you're going to have to take some time, go on one of them big old giant yachts that he's always on in the summer, sit around with his boys, have a little sip of his tequila and a little wine, and smoke a cigar, giggle, get whatever off-season rehab, a little tune-up on his legs and whatever else, and then get ready to go. That's where he's at. What's
because
up with
the giggle? Why'd you throw the giggle in there?
Who threw a giggle in?
You said giggle. You said have a cigar.
Oh,
giggle.
Because that's
the giggle.
You're gonna have fun. You're out enjoying yourself.
Just kick it.
Yeah, you kick it. You got a little giggle here.
Giggle in there. The
Yeah, you gonna
cigar,
have a
the
little
wine,
giggle.
the giggle.
Yeah, you got a little giggle
All right,
and
little
kick
giggle.
back and, eat up on some Branzinos and reflect on the season, talk to your agent and your buddies.
Some Branzinos. Listen to you today. Go ahead.
I mean, that's the reality of it. That's what's happening. I'm giving you the off-season program and what it's going to be, Jay. That's the off-season program. And I'm going to get up some shots here and there with my son once I'm healthy to go, and that's it.
Key, you have flipped a lot of phrases in your day, but eat up on some Branzinos is right now number one for me. Eat up on some Branzinos.
That's not – do your brain was number one.
Do your brain. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Do your brain is the king. That's number one. Eat up on some Branzinos might be the number one contender to the title, though, man. Listen, here's Rob Perez on social media. Here's what he said after that LeBron statement. He tweeted this out. 1, retire for a year. 2, watch Bronny play at USC. 3, recharge the body. 4, come back in 2024. 5, sign with whatever team drafts Bronny. Not a bad strategy. Is that something like that possible?
He can't sign with any team because he's under contract. So that's out. Right? He can always watch his son play and still be a Laker. So that's in.
True.
Well, he has one more year than a player option.
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to sign with any team.
So if he retires, he's still under contract.
He's under contract
for the season he plays. Yeah.
So really, he's going to recharge his battery, like I said, chop up on some of them big old Branzinos with the head on it, fillet it up.
Oh,
little,
you think LeBron can take the
here.
bone out of the Branzino as fast as you?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, he's had enough Branzino.
Yeah,
at this
he's
point.
had enough.
Yeah.
But he's going to enjoy himself, Jay. That's what he's going to do and recharge his battery.
I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, you got to start thinking next moves. So, like I said earlier, I am taking calls on Anthony Davis. I'm not saying I'm pulling the trigger, but I am taking calls. I am hearing what people
But
offer.
see, you sound emotional to me, Jay.
Why?
As
Because I'm
a
taking
general
calls?
manager in the front office exec right now, you sound emotional. After a subpar game by Anthony Davis, now all of a sudden you taking calls.
Is LeBron serious about retiring, or is he sending a message to the organization? First, I'm going to play you what LeBron said at the post-game presser after getting swept By the way, as Jay pointed, 31 points at the half. A 38-year-old on a foot that may need surgery, playing in his 20th season, basically making the finals every other year of his career, right? So playing an extra 2 months of basketball more than everyone else. Olympics, the whole thing. Making movies, right? Think about this guy's calendar for a second. Plays 48 minutes and finishes with basically a 40-point triple-double and gets his shot blocked at the very end in the lane by a very athletic, in his prime player as the whole other team's defense converges on him. Like, he left it all out there. Here's LeBron at the post-game presser, and then you're going to listen to what our very own Lakers reporter, Dave McMenamin, said about what LeBron told him as he was leaving the arena. Here's LeBron at the presser.
We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about.
Following the news conference, ESPN, Dave McMenamin asked LeBron to elaborate on his statement. Here's Dave McMenamin on the 1 a.m. Sports Center this morning.
I walked out of the arena with him and I asked him, what were you trying to leave for us in terms of a breadcrumb trail? What thread should we be trying to pull when it comes to you saying you have a lot to think about? And he said, whether I want to continue to play. And I said, as in next year? He said, yeah. I said, so you would walk away? And he said, that's what I got to think about. And certainly, those are some heavy words coming out of the mouth of the game's all-time leading scorer, who just dropped 40 on the Denver Nuggets, played all but 4 seconds in Game 4. But certainly he's at a point, a crossroads of his career, and I've covered him for a while. I've never heard him speak like this before.
All right, guys. Is LeBron serious about retirement? Or is he sending a message, Jay Key, hey, Lakers, go get me Kyrie. Even if it means we may have to lose Austin Reeves, who averaged 23 points in the conference finals, or Rui Hachimura, who was excellent. You think he's sending that message, Jay Key?
I think that's always been. Once again, Kyrie Irving was in the building last night at the Crypto.com arena. Okay, it just didn't lead to D'Lo having a big game, Key, I do always find myself, we say how we really feel on this show. So I tell you guys things that are going through my mind as I'm watching the game. And as much as I appreciate D'Lo and the effort, if he's not bringing that offensive explosiveness, I don't understand why he's on the court. And he, once again, last night, he didn't really give that to you. The effort was better, but still, you need more from a guy like him. So, look, you have to give up assets to get Kyrie Irving. But I do feel that if Kyrie Irving were on the floor, if you were able to keep a guy like Rui, along with LeBron James and an AD, that gives you the over-the-top scoring and playmaking that completes this team. It does feel like they're one piece away. Now, how you get that piece if you're giving up Austin and Rui in order for Dallas to make that happen, that's ultimately the question you have to ask.
Why would they have to give up anything? He's a free agent, Jay. So that he doesn't lose money, sign and trade is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Because you wouldn't be able to offer him the same. You would need Dallas to sign him for the money that he would want, Key, and then you would have to trade him for the aspects because he would get nowhere close to the money if you were just signing with you guys as a free agent.
But who's to say? I don't know what the number would be, but who's to say he wouldn't take less to be with LeBron again and try to figure out how to subsidize those missed earnings in another way?
I mean, we have to get the cap numbers, Keith.
You got to be creative.
I do know that he would have to take a significant portion less.
Yeah, but what's significant, though, I guess is what I'm saying is it's significant at $100 million, it's significant $40 million. Like I think it would just depend on how much we're talking about. But let's just leave the numbers out of it for instance. No, it's not a message to the Lakers owners to go get Kyrie Irving. They already know what they want to do. That's something that's already talked about. They already know he's available. We got to figure out how to be creative to keep Rui, to keep Austin Reeves, to bring back AD and get his mind right. LeBron James is already there. We know we got two superstars. in LeBron James and AD. AD just got to come to the party. We discovered Austin Reeves. We discovered Rui. So now let's figure out how to get those other pieces around him. And one of those main pieces, obviously, is Kyrie. Kyrie's been in the building, I think, these playoffs, I think he's been in the building at least 3 times throughout the home games for the Lakers in the playoffs. So there's some sort of interest there, trying to stick his toe in the water, Jay, to get a feel for what people are saying to him. You know how they go, want to walk around. Oh, look, I'm Kyrie. Oh, the fans see me. Oh, Kyrie, come here next year, please. He's playing that game, Jay.
This is only an issue, guys, because the Lakers have not been able to get point guard right in a long time, right? They drafted D'Angelo Russell 2nd overall originally, didn't quite work out. They draft is okay. They drafted Lonzo Ball, who basically, he's good. He just can't stay healthy, right? And then they get D'Angelo Russell back. They tried Schroeder. But these guys, Lonzo, it's not fair because he hasn't been healthy or in a position to really win with the Lakers when he's been healthy. But the other guys have come up small when they were given the starring role at point guard. Schroeder better, when he's chasing guys around the perimeter and popping a 3 every now and then. But as the lead point guard, right, the guy who's supposed to help you, they haven't been able to – D'Angelo Russell was awful in this series. And I think one of the reasons we're even having this conversation, it's not merely Kyrie and everything he can do, and we've seen him, that's the one guy he's won with is LeBron. But the fact that D'Angelo Russell couldn't get it, no one's really gotten it done at that position for the Lakers in recent years.
I'm talking about the last play of the game. If Austin Reeves is going to inbound the ball, you run him towards the corner because he's a dynamic guy that can shoot off of LeBron James' drive, and he can also create his own shot, right? So you open up that whole left side of the court. Now, you notice on the last play, Max and Key, like literally when there's a screen, a down screen, Jamal Murray's on Rui. So Jamal just leaves Rui. So literally you have AD who's wide open. You have LeBron who could make the right play to kick the ball out to AD when he drives. But I kind of like the fact that LeBron is like, screw that. Like, I'm going to do it. Like, that I'm at the stage of my career, it's on me. I got it, right? But where are you having him drive the ball to, Darvin Ham? You're having him drive the ball into a Michael Porter Jr. who's 6'10". Jamal Murray leaves Rui because of personnel on the court, right? Because now you're not even spacing the floor with a guy like D'Lo. If he were a shooter, you couldn't leave him because he's not going. You're not going to leave somewhat of a shooter, even though he's a poor shooter in this series. So, like the personnel, the last play call on top of the D'Lo issues, man. Like all that stuff. If you're LeBron, you have to be frustrated.
The last play call,
today.
we're watching it on ESPN2 right now. You can check it out. And that's exactly right, Jay. He drives into, not only does Murray get his hand on the ball, and a 6'10" forward who can jump out the gym, and Aaron Gordon leaps and blocks the shot, but Jokic is also waiting under the basket, and he could have rotated over. He right into the teeth of the defense. LeBron, but from LeBron's point of view, that's doing every single thing you can up until the last possible moment and just coming up a little short. 888 say ESPN. Yes, Jay?
No, go ahead, Max.
Well, look, Carmelo retired. LeBron says is obviously considering retirement, or at least wants us to think so.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.